Welcome once again. Today we will learn about radiation pattern of antenna, in which we will study field and the power patterns, half power bandwidth, first null bandwidth, and all the loops, that is major, minor, side and the back loops. We will also do some numericals to better understanding of these radiation patterns. So let us start with what is a pattern. If we are talking about this radiation pattern, so we will deal with two types of patterns, that is field pattern and the power pattern. In field pattern we will have this E field or M field. Okay, we will not go into detail, we just talk about this field pattern. That may be, we generally this taken we generally take E field. Okay, because this M field is also related with E field when we use this EM waves. So we are not going into detail of this, only field pattern is taken. Okay, and in which we take this E field. So a pattern is a spatial variation of field, that may be E field or M field, along a constant radius. Okay, if this spatial variation of field along a constant radius, then it is called as a field pattern. Okay, it is called as a field pattern. If the spatial variation of power along a constant radius is taken, then it will be a power pattern. Okay, so this field pattern, 3D pattern of antenna, can be plotted in terms of this field and power. So if it is plotted in terms of field, then we can write that E theta, that may be function of theta and phi in spherical coordinate system. Similarly for power, we can write this P theta, theta phi. If now these field patterns or power pattern can be normalized with respect to this maximum value, because we want to plot them in a small area. So normalized value of these field pattern, let us say it is En, and be this E theta, theta phi, and that's maximum value of that, theta phi max. Similarly we can write this for power, Pn, that will be equal to theta phi divided by P theta, theta phi max. Okay, so this is how we can reduce the scale of this field pattern and the power pattern by normalizing it. So if we plot these, so now you can see here, so this maximum value will be 1. Okay, maximum value will be this En normalized field pattern, maximum will be 1. Similarly for this, maximum value will be 1. Now this we can plot it, this power can be plotted, and this power is related with this En is like that, En square. Okay, take this mode of this and square, that will be power. Now we can plot this 3D radiation pattern in 2D, and they look like this. So this first one is field pattern in linear scale. So this is field pattern, okay, and this is in linear scale. linear scale. This second one is power pattern, and this is also in linear scale. Now okay, sorry for that, because this is symmetrical, the shape is like this. Okay, this is not here. Okay, this is symmetrical, so please correct it. Now you will see that, so this is the maximum value is here. So if you plot axis here, okay, if you plot axis here, this is a particular axis is here, and this is what, this is En, and this is theta is equal to 0, and theta will increase in this direction. And similar for this power, this is a power Pn, we have already discussed it. So if you plot the axis, this will be axis. Okay, this is theta 0 here, and this theta will increase in this direction. And this, okay, now this we have written here HPBW, this is half power beam width. Now field pattern at this, if we see here, the field pattern is maximum here. So these points are 0.707. If this is 1, okay, this is 1 here, so these points are 0.707. These points are called as the field pattern at 0.07 of its maximum value. This 0.707 is also equal to 1 by root 2. Okay, so it has been seen that this field pattern has maximum value here, so it is called as half power beam width. Now if you plot it this here respect to power, so power is, you know that this En square. Okay, so this 0.707 square, or we can say 1 upon root 2 square, so that will be 1 by 2. So here this is 0.5. So this, the field, in the field pattern, the half power bandwidth occur at 0.707, this point, that will be equivalent to this 0.5 of power because of this relation. Okay, so this is in linear scale, this is half power beam width. Okay, so we have another term, that this one, where this angle is called as this angle, this complete angle, this is called as first null beam width. Similar for this one, this is again first null beam width. Now this is in linear scale. Now power is in linear scale. We can convert this power in dB scale, or you can say logarithmic scale, by taking the log of this 10 log Pn. Okay, by using this relation we can convert it into logarithmic scale. So this is power pattern, this is same. So if you take the logarithm of this, so this is the power pattern in dB scale. That was the power pattern in linear scale. By using this relation dB 10 log Pn, we can have this. Now what are the advantages of this dB scale? Now you can see, you can compare here in this field pattern, these side loops are shown larger in size as compared to this power. Okay, power pattern. Now see this dB scale. These these side loops, okay, I'll tell you why they are called as a, so these loops are highlighted. Okay, this is the quality of logarithmic scale. The smaller things, smaller or very small values, they are highlighted. So to highlight these very small values, this power pattern in dB scale is used. Okay, now if you take this log of this 0.5, okay, so that will be 3 dB minus 3 dB, because this here value is 1. Okay, and this value is 1, log 1 is 0, so you will have a value 0 here. This is 1. Okay, we have normalized it, so value is 1, but here log 1 is 0, value is 0, and this value, now this value, that will be minus 3 dB, 3 dB down to that. Okay, if you take this put this value 1 by 2 and take it, so that will be minus 3 dB or this 0.707. So all are same, all are same. This for field 0.707 and power pattern linear scale 0.5, and this minus 3 dB for power pattern. Okay, all are same, all will give us this first null half power beam width, all are equivalent. Okay, so now if we plot it, in a simple scale, so we can see that here this is the linear plot of power and associated loop and beam width. So this is measure loop, this is measure loop, and here where this value is half, this is called as the half power beam width, and this is the first null occur here, and this is first null beam width. Okay, and these are the minor lobes. Okay, so let us move to previous slide. So the loop which have the maximum value, in which maxima of the radiation occur, is called as a measure loop. So this is a measure loop. This is the measure loop, and all other loops other than this measure loop is minor loop. Similarly, this is a measure loop because this is this has the maximum value. Similarly, this is a measure loop, and all other loops are minor loops. And the loops adjacent to this measure loop, this one and this one, they are side loop. Okay, side loops are also minor loops. Okay, so this adjacent to this measure loop is minor loop, and opposite to that measure loop is minor loop. So similarly, if we plot it here, we can see this, we have plotted in linear scale. So this is the half power bandwidth, this is the first null beamwidth, this point. Okay, so this is first null beamwidth. Okay, and these are the minor lobes, this one, all are minor lobes, but this cross one, this one and this one, they are the side lobes. And at this 180 degree, opposite is 180 degree, we have back loops. This is back loop. This is here back loop, and this is the measure loop. This is side loop. No, this is back loop. This is back loop. This is side loop. This one and this one, these are the side lobes, and all are minor lobes. this back lobe, side lobe, they all are minor lobes, and this side lobes are greater than minor lobes. Okay, which are okay, usually these side lobes are greater than these minor lobes. So let us do some numericals now. Okay, let us say it is given that this E theta is given like this. E theta is cos square theta. Okay, for this theta is varying from 0 degree to 90 degree. So find out this half power beam width. You need to find out half power beam width. It is given to you. E theta is given. Now you know that this, if E theta is given, half power beam width will occur at 0.707 of this half E theta field pattern. Okay, so put this value. Cos square theta is equal to 0.707. Okay, half power bandwidth will occur is cos theta when cos square theta is equal to 0.707. It implies that cos theta is equal to under root 0.707. If we just solve it, so theta is equal to cos inverse under root 0.707. We solve it, you will get theta is equal to approximately 33 degree. Okay, if you want to find out this half power beam width, that will be equal to 2 theta. Okay, and 2 of 66 degree. Okay, why this 2 theta? Now you can see here, this is theta. Okay, but this half power bandwidth is 2 theta, so that's why we have taken 2 theta. So always do some numericals. Okay, the concept is more clear by solving some numericals. So let us solve one more numerical. Now let us solve one more numerical. Now it is given that again E theta is given. E theta is cos theta cos 2 theta. Again for this now here in this numerical you have to find out half power beam width as well as first null beam width. Okay, so both we need to find out both. Now we know that this is E theta and this half power beam width will occur at 0.707. So directly put this cos theta cos 2 theta is equal to 0.707. That will equal to, we know that will be equal to 1 upon under root 2. So it implies that cos 2 theta is equal to 1 by root 2 cos theta. So we have to solve it. So theta will be equal to what? Okay, theta so we have taken this. Let us say theta is equal to 1 by 2 cos inverse 1 by root 2 cos, let us say this is theta dash. Okay, so we have to solve it by hit and trial method. Now let us say that iterating this, we have assumed that this as a theta dash to solve it. So let us say theta dash is equal to 0. We have guessed and then if you theta is equal to 0, put this 0, solve it, you will get theta is equal to what? 22.5 degree. Now put theta dash is equal to 22.5 degree. Now we will get, we have put this in this equation 1. Okay, we have started with putting this theta dash is equal to 0, then theta is 22.5. now put theta is equal to, theta dash is equal to 22.5 and find out theta. So theta will be 20.03 degree. Now solve it. If you continue solving, now put this theta dash is equal to 20.03. okay, then we will get again theta is equal to 20.05. so this is the value now. Okay, so after 2 or 3 iterations you will get theta is equal to 20.5 degree. Okay, 20.5 degree. So what will be this half power beamwidth? That will be equal to 2 theta. That will be equal to 2 into 20.5. That will be equal to 41. Now we have to find out this first null beam width. So when this first we need to find out first null beam width, then this E theta will be 0 at this first null beam width. So 0 is equal to what? Cos theta cos 2 theta. So it implies that theta is equal to 45 degree. So this first null beam width will equal to 2 into 45, that is 90 degree. So this is how we can find out first null beam width and half power beam width.